doing? Hello, air signs. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support, my name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to scry your scrolls, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. Timestamps below and or in the comment section if I remember. We'll add on some tarot and oracle, and where Mr. Ghosty here is, boop, we have GhostTube for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our auric adventures. Overall, please do receive a release freely. I want to take a moment to say I'm grateful for your time, attention, and awareness, as your presence and perspective is powerful. So, gratitude. All right. When you're ready, let's go. Air signs, I'm going to take a moment to open up, but again, you can scooch forward to your timestamp. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of air signs, thank you for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. All right, air signs, general, overall, collective for a moment. There's like a tapping here, or so you can say, I don't know, that's not usual for me. So I don't know if there's somebody you know in the afterlife that utilizes Morse code, or you're utilizing tapping as a modality, or there's something that you're thinking about and there's just like this sidebar kind of action that's keeping time. Here's your reveal. Again, timestamps will be below, and if you're in the Secreteur Society, you will have the link to right to your extended. If you'd like to visit us in Vimeo, you're welcome to do so. All right. So I'm going to take a quick overview here before I dive in to air signs, because there's something about keeping time, and whipping things into shape. All right, I'm starting with Gemini. Gems, if you're joining us. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated. There's the whippy things I was seeing, but there's, okay, so somebody might have children, 2 to 4 children. They're very much so watching you. There's also somebody here, whether this is for one or a few, thank you for holding space for them. You have, okay, so I'm just going to say it, receive or release freely, 2 human babies, and you might also be aware that you have like hybrid babies if you resonate with the term starseed, anything along that lines. Yeah. There's also a wisdom. I feel as though there's also, you might know within the self, gems, that when you were young, like baby, toddler, you had an imaginary friend or an inherent wisdom. I don't know how else to say that. I feel like there's something I want to say to explain it, and maybe you have felt that. How do you explain your knowing when you're a tot or younger than everyone else around you? But inherently you seem to know. I also might get the sensation that you might have been referred to as an old soul very, very early on in your life, like just something in your eyes. There's something here about whipping things into shape. For one rabbit hole, I'm just going to dive in quickly. I feel like I had a very disciplinary parent or guardian. I'm going to say it kind of ticked me off. It doesn't feel like a structure that supports growth, and I'm seeing it like a planter. There's, this construction, there's this container to flourish in. This kind of gives me the air of like the plant is too big for the pot, and there's this other energy wanting me to be in their disciplinary ways or see things the way they see things, and only that. Does that make sense? Hopefully I didn't. And maybe this is indicative of within oneself. Absolutely, that could be a way. It's like, oh, one part of me is very, structured. The other part of me is very free. But I feel like things are
Black.
coming together within oneself, regardless if they're expressed externally and or sensing internally. That what do people say? The energy of it is. There's a word, I don't think I know it. It's intertwined within the self, but it's not tangled now. It's like I'm not confused. I'm utilizing, say, the masculine feminine aspects, or this internal external, disciplinary to freedom, and I'm seeing them as two sides of a channel or of a canal, so I can swim freely, and it actually creates a canal that I can move through to create things, because it's almost like
I need to go.
a river with the boundaries of the earth. Extremely abstract, more than normal. So hopefully you're here, Jeff, and something's making sense somewhere. But that's what it makes me feel like. There's also somebody with you in, I'm going to say, the afterlife, up to beyond the afterlife. Could be a birth guide that was with you since you were a birth guide, and you might have started seeing them when you were very, very young. Or you had like this knowing there's this energy entity watching over you. I feel like I'm being taught how to fly the two wings. Two aspects. The
Have you been before?
It's like, in a weird way, the way I just saw it was the twins of the Gemini, if I may. They're not conjoined. They're not separate. They're one of the same. It's like as one of them, I'm looking in a mirror and I'm seeing the reflection of my other Gemini of the twin, but they're the same. It's like, from the point of perspective, I'm viewing another, but it's not another. I really like having conversations with this other aspect of myself, Gems. Like, I'm right in it. I like talking to myself, saying positive things. Maybe you're cleaning up, being very disciplined about how you're talking to yourself, one side to the other, left brain, right brain. Hunter of Death is coming in your cave of ice. Oh, I love it. Okay. Oh, for heaven's sakes. For heavens and hot dogs. Hunter of Dreams and Dancer of Reconciliation in your Cave of Winds. I'm just going to get everything out here on the board, and then we'll scry like a vision board. Cave of Hearth Fires. Shaman of Reflections. Yeah, there's like a spiky side talking to a more rounded side. Cave of Rivers. I didn't even look at it. Shaman of Song. And Cave of Earth is Shaman of Birth. This is fantastic, Gems. Okay. Death and Rebirth from the whole cycle. On the bottom is Shaman of Foresight. There's somebody in the spirit realm. There's somebody in the energetic realm. The auric realm. The angels. Call them what you will. And they have been with you for a long, long time. If you have children in spirit, condolences, but they are also with you. They are growing with you. They are not in age. I don't know how else to say that. It's almost like an eternal age. They understand that.
Axe.
I didn't get to miss out on anything if that was a concern. With the Hunter of Death coming in, this brings me right over to the Shaman of Birth and the Cave of Earth, of what's to be expressed in your Pentacles of Swords. Let's say, fire is life, fire is life. I am thinking about, Gems. I am thinking about, even with this Dancer of Reconciliation and the Hunter of Dreams, it's like these dual aspects, but they're not dual. I also want to know, somebody I was talking about like those parents, those guardians from before when I was young. I felt like toddler or teen, doesn't matter, doesn't matter how much you grow up, it feels like there's always somebody older, wiser, this, that, or the other. But you have some inherent wisdom that's with you. And I think it might have triggered or can trigger people in positions relative to your family that it just doesn't make sense to them. And maybe that has been something that you've had to reconcile. Maybe you've taken different paths to pursue your own dream, your own dimensions. It's almost like a multifaceted dimensional Gemini, like literally a gem and seeing that diamond and being very prismatic. And perhaps the people around you were very structured in a for you stifling way, but created safety for them. But you were kind of brought into their life to expand that. With the shaman of reflections coming in the cave of hearth fires, but we were talking about that reflection, right? Being me as a guest in the Gemini aura, standing here looking in a mirror, it appears there is
Halt.
two. Only appears. I don't know how else to say that, but that's okay. Something about carrots, gardening, pulling up carrots and harvest. I feel like, Gems, you are pursuing something. I've also grabbed hold of my shadow. This is not in, again, this space of separation. No, it's not. This is a family feel, but from this frequency space. And I can't seem to place it in one because there's many relating to the hybridization with other existences, other species in existence, to working with animals and the energy of that, maybe working with plants. Like, you're very, very connected through that. There's something about pillars with you, pillars. And when I come into the rivers of how I'm feeling of song, it's in my head. It's in my head of, it's like walking around with, how do I say? Can I get an example? You know how, like, in a movie, we're watching somebody like walk down the street, but then there's this music. What is that called? What is that called when there's music in the background? Anyway, that's what this is like. It's like I can hear your background music when you're just going to the grocery store, when you're going to work. You have this backdrop of music around you, and whatever you are thinking and saying to yourself, inevitably feeling that enhances certain thoughts, like reverbs all the way out. And now it's like I'm seeing with those pillars that seemingly are separate, but they're not separate. Tuning forks. Somebody also might play the didgeridoo, a bass guitar, or a cello. But if you play the cello, you play it differently. You don't play the way it seems to, like, maybe you play classically, but not, you don't look, you know, when some people do something or they hold a pen differently and you're like, oh, how do you write like that? And that's just their way. They do something just a little bit differently. It actually kind of feels like a lot differently. But that's your song. Okay. And coming into the shaman of birth here. Oh, I feel, and this, okay, yes, thank you. And we've talked about it since the beginning here of whipping into shape and almost like this discipline. And while sometimes it may appear, so I'm going to say, or feel that sometimes it takes a little bit more for you to be disciplined, or maybe you really appreciate discipline because you know what it affords you.
Prison.
Which is a lot more freedom, ironically, or a prison. So you really get to decide through these pillars what adds as a canal for you to create and swim through, like an umbilical cord to nourish, or what is an imprisonment, like a fish tank. I'm very much so seeing it like a lot of fish in here. It's like somebody trying to tell a Gemini the fishbowl is the ocean. Well, they will figure that out.
How old are you?
They will figure that out, that this is not the ocean. Okay, let's add on an oracle card, and then I will head over to the next sign. And Gems, if I didn't say so already, thank you so much for being you. And your links to your extended will be below, however you would like to join us in getting there. Forgiveness is coming through. I feel like this has something to do with parents or parental figures, if they've passed or if they're still incarnate. Also, if you feel like you are away from home and you're feeling homesick or left here on earth from your, oh my goodness, demon, from your parents in space, I'm going to call it space. I feel like that's, I don't know. I feel homesick when I think of it like that. I feel homesick. We have here freedom and transformation. That metamorphosis of being here and uncaging oneself from any sort of like, I don't want to call it limiting, but yeah, it is kind of limiting, Gems. It is kind of limiting, whether it's limitations from others or that we've adopted or we've had to break through. And if I've had to break through other paradigms, programs from those, elders, guardians, parents, etc., that did the best they could. They shared what made them feel safe or secure, good, bad, or ugly. I'm not judging it. They provided what they could. But you're the one, like, through the breakthrough of it, it's not meant to hold on to the energy burst of breaking through the Kool-Aid wall, Kool-Aid man through the wall. I don't think I said that well, but hopefully it's meaningful somewhere along the lines. Okay, I'm going to head on over to the extended. If you're joining me, I'll see you there. And if not, until next time. So much love. Bye.
Moron.
My goodness. Cheeky. Hello, Aquarius. When you're ready, let's dive in. All right, here's your scroll. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself, but I do appreciate any interactions with the channel. You know how there's creatures with like head in the sand as ostriches? I actually am seeing, I don't know, there might be like monkeys. I'm seeing the monkey from Friends with Ross. Ross has a monkey. Yeah, I'm seeing that monkey. And it's like head is in this big bat, subconscious. Man, I could say it's like monkey mind, but I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm taking a peek. There's a curiosity. I think you're going deeper and deeper, Aquas. There's a conversation being had in here. I'm trying to decide and determine how I'm going to step into it, if at all. I feel like it's a little naggy. I don't know why. It just feels a little naggy. There is, I think it's a woman coming through. Yeah, it's a woman. Hold on. Something about
Strength.
Very specifically the words cinched waist.
7.
So that's that. Okay, so I have these monkeys here with their head in this bat, but then if I look in the negative space, they're there as well. They're looking up. What am I looking up towards? Oh, and then these beautiful vultures. And I mean, they're fire vultures. They're fire vultures. And I see them coming together almost like a zipper, like their wings. If you could see their wings come together. I just heard match made in heaven. Match made in heaven. Also, what is the creature? Is there a flying lion somewhere? A flying lion? That is there as well. Aquas. You have howling wolves in here as well. Straight up wolves. They are...
How are you?
Oh, you have lots coming through. Whew. Okay. I just got thumbs up as well. Thumbs up. I feel like I'm in Top Gun. Like, if you... Well, I worked many years at an airport as they're, like, marshalling in. But you're getting a big old thumbs up. It looks like from a walrus with whiskers. Okay, when I did this thing with the vultures, with their wings coming together, this feels, I feel very, very happy with this. It kind of feels like I am meeting somebody that I knew from another lifetime, or, you know, just that feeling of like, I feel like I've known this person for a long time. Or maybe it is a friend that you haven't seen in a long time, or, you know, a sibling, or you're coming home for the holidays, whatever the case is. But there's something about by car. Maybe you'll be traveling by car, they'll receive you by car. They're changing on me again, and the best I can say is if an anteater and an alligator got together and those two wisdoms of energy merged with like a lion's tail still kicking around. The amount of bravery, Aquas, that you guys have in here, it is impeccable. Impeccable. Do you know what's funny? As I said that, when I was back in the day, when I was young, I had this sweatshirt. It's one of my favorite sweatshirts, and it was Daffy Duck on it, and it would say, "That's despicable. Despicable." Impeccable, though. Impeccable. Okay. I'm going to keep going here, and we'll start adding on some shaman cards for you. If I didn't say so already, Aquas,
Scorpio.
link below to your extended if you're part of the Secreteur Society. Link to the video will be below. If you're visiting us through Vimeo, thank you as well. It's like I have, I'm just going to say it, this head up a bat's ass. But I don't, it's like I'm under the wing of it, though. You know when they say like under the wing of an angel, or wing beneath my wings, I don't know, something along that lines. But you're embraced by this bat wing. I think I might even, Aquas, be sensing access to, maybe one might sense it as the Akashic Records, but I'm kind of also getting like subconscious shadow scrolls. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling that, the shadow scrolls. There's also what is it, the Muai, Muai from Easter Island is coming through. My goodness, this is fantastic. I'm also seeing Lord of the Rings with the ring, if there's a commitment in this coming together. A commitment. I'm also seeing lots of like dogs. I don't know if somebody works at or volunteers at a space where there's lots of animals, like a sanctuary or an SPCA, nurturing, where you have a lot of kids, fostering. I love it. I love it. There's so much going on here. All the while you have access to this, like, I don't know if it's secret information, because up here, oh, I just saw you. Okay, two things the way it came through is, the first thing I was seeing is the, oh shoot, for heavens and hot dogs, the baobab tree. I think it's the tree of life in Africa. So that was the first thing with this connection coming together, like old. And then as I got up closer, it was like I heard ba ba black sheep, have you any wool? So I don't know if you've sensed like you're a black sheep, or this baobab, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, baobab tree casting its shadow for shade and coolness. It's really, really nice feeling, though, I gotta say. What is that when I'm seeing that over there? I'm seeing a mouse, like a straight up mouse. Hunter of strength and spirit of destruction is coming through in your cave of ice.
There is
Something about drumming. Shaman of loss is in the cave of winds. If your mind thinking, I keep seeing something in the corner of my eye. Cave of hearth fires, dancer of inspiration. I'm just going to get everything out here on the board. Okay. Cave of rivers, hunter of conflict. And again, if anything stands out to you, please follow that first versus my yammerings. Cave of earth is spirit of love. On the bottom is spirit of healing. Isn't that nice? Actually, I want to put you over here. Thanks. Okay, Aquas.
Come here.
I got to decide. Hold on, if I'm going to do that. Okay, some of you Aquas might be dismantling dimensions of some sort. Oh, I don't know that it's dimensions when I want to say that, almost like it implies a structure. Oh, it's upgrading. I'm upgrading because I just went from like a Commodore 64 to, I don't know, Windows 12, whatever. Insert computer words. That's the way I saw it. Yeah, I just heard another word. Destruction of, what was it? I'll figure it out if it comes back. And to have an upgrade isn't always comfortable. I feel like there's a new learning curve. So it's while something's being upgraded within you, Aquas, it somehow is making me feel like, does that mean the old version of this program, whatever it is destructed? It's enhanced. You're being enhanced. I don't want to focus on the loss. Of course, if this is in regards to grief, a person, place, or thing, my condolences as you're moving through the stages and as you're feeling all the feels and not trying to close them in a little box to hold them. They are meant, like, there's so much spirit around you that wants to be felt largely. And I'm just going to follow this rabbit hole as I continue going over, because I don't want to feel like I'm conflictual, being angry at somebody I love that left and moved on, when it's about love. I understand I might be feeling angry at the loss, or I might be feeling left alone, just pissed off, if I may. But I don't want to create conditions for conflict when I love them. And they're all around me to inspire me to feel more of them. And if I may, more of them, just more of who they are in their eternal existence and expressions, less just their earthly density. Heaven. They're absolutely in heaven. Please don't focus on, the way I'm seeing it is like a loss as a crater between worlds, like we're separate. There's something about feeling. Okay, I'm going to go back into this computer program thing for a moment, if I may. There's somebody teaching, Aqua's teaching the benefits of loss and letting go, especially if there's somebody with your children growing up and maybe they are transitioning to the next stage of life, and you've done a good job, that they are brave enough, courageous enough, smart enough, whatever the case is, to take on life and the paths that they wish to pursue. You are an inspiration to others. I'm not sure if you realize that all the time, Aquas. Some of you might have a niece in the afterlife who is sending you in this download, upload kind of feel, and you might understand that they kind of move around you like a dragon. I feel like you see them, but it could be a dragonfly, but I'm seeing them like their energy is the size of a dragon. We're more abstract than usual here today, so if you're still with me, I'm grateful for you. There's also a practicing going on. There's something about the spark of what appears to be conflict is really, I'm seeing it like a flint. Every time these practicing, guarding, I don't know, doing things. I seem to be focusing on the spark like a flint, which brings me into more love, more love, more love. This upgrading of the love frequency may be something that you specifically are working on with or through. I feel very nurturing.
I come and go.
Okay, I also see this up here. I don't know what kind of creatures they are. I want to say swans. Swans. If swans means anything to you. Okay, Aquas. If I didn't say so already, I was sorry if I'm yammering. I'm going to add on a few oracle cards to bridge us over to the extended where we'll flip it. If you're joining us, protection. Okay. Yeah, animals and life purpose. There's that wolf feeling, compassion. You have a lot of compassion for the collective, Aquas. Just right in there with that wolf, and then I was seeing the wolves in here. I think that you work with a lot of power animals. Congratulations if you're getting pregnant, adopting, welcoming a new pet into your family, to your home. Also,
Come closer.
those are working with a spirit quite specifically. This might be your guide. This might be this niece or nephew, somebody in spirit, or your child that has crossed over into their eternal existence. That's what they want you to know and feel, and they can help you feel that while earthly. Get to know that of your own self while earthly. Please receive that. And like zippering the strength together. It's so sweet, but I understand it's like going through the strength for what appears to be destructive or there's another word in there.
Chains.
Okay. Was I talking about, this is the tree I was seeing. I don't know if it's the baobab tree, but it's a very specific kind of tree, and I feel like that's it with this life purpose. And it was up here. And maybe even in this, it's indicative of like them coming together. The as above, so below. The as above, so below. Wherever you are right now, I feel like, and in whatever path of the mind, or at least the way you're feeling now, it might seem conflictual, like I need to be here and I need to be there. But I'm protecting something that I'm creating, because inevitably it will grow into something that will protect in return. It already is, but I feel like there's something about the process that's important versus the outcome. It's the process. I'm being handed
Camera.
something. And I wonder if it's in this bat wing space, because I can't see it. My head, when they say heads are in the cloud, but it's like my heads are in the subconscious space. Maybe it's something to do with when you're sleeping as well. And seeing or sensing what purpose you would like to step into, as it's not permanent. So that you don't need to worry about that, but it's worth protecting because it will grow. The process, there's something about the process and processing power when I come back to the computer world of things. The processing power, the upgrade of it. And where does the old one go? Is it replaced? Is it replaced? But the fundamentals still exist. So that shouldn't be a concern. I'm just thinking out loud here. Okay, Aquas, I'm going to head on over to your extended. Links are below, comments, timestamps, all that kind of good stuff. I will see you there if you're joining me, and if not, till next time. So much love. Bye. Hello, Libra. Let's dig in. All right, you know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself. But any interactions with the channel is appreciated. Okay. something about a garbage chute, garbage disposal, because I'm like seeing, well, I feel like I'm putting things in the, like if you're going to a restaurant or tray and they would give you the tray, like, I don't know, maybe McDonald's, wherever they
It's
would do it.
possible.
And then you go to put it in the garbage and you like take that tray, or like a school cafeteria. Something about cleaning off that tray. There's also something about working on a laptop or computer, something about typing. These are very large lizard dragons. I feel as though these lizard dragons, if those symbols mean anything to you, I feel like they're playing Battleship, but in a very fun way, or checkers. This could be online. It doesn't have to be a board game, because I am seeing that laptop. So maybe it's an online game you play, or a pastime with a friend online. Something about reading at night. Yeah, I'm reading a book or something at nighttime.
Sure.
There's also a dog. This dog is at like my root space. I feel this is a very weird thing to say. I don't know. Did somebody sit on a dog or something about that? I don't know. I'm seeing a chicken.
It's cold.
Pecking. Right now, like a hen. If a chicken means anything to you, they're just eating. They're just doing their thing. They're pecking away. But it brings me to like the dinosaur land. And then when I'm in here, I just saw the Transformer. Is it Optimus Prime? Then I also saw Wolverine. That's a weird association, but I'll go with that. That's cool. It's almost like, yeah, if Optimus Prime or a Transformer of the Wolverine. I think it's like Knights Templar that I'm seeing. Something along that lines. Knights Templar. I don't know if there's association or a past life or something about religion. Something buried. I don't know, something buried. There's a packet. There's like a packet or a package. It's buried. I think you might have buried this from another lifetime or from a different
Taurus.
Same lifetime, different timeline. Oh, what is that I'm seeing now? James and the Giant Peach. James and the Giant Peach. Oh my goodness, something else is emerging. Libras. I feel as though it's backgammon. I think I'm playing backgammon.
What should I do?
I don't know, because I just keep seeing all the like different pieces. There is this something with the staff is stepping forward, but the staff has a spear on the end, so I don't know if this is warrior energy. But I kind of feel like I'm hearing Mr. Miyagi, and I'm seeing, I don't know who it is, so if you know who it is, by all means feel free to tell me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. See, I'm underground, buried, hidden from view, but there's something going on down there, just like that package or parcel. Did they have a teacher? Did they have like their Mr. Miyagi, or did they have their, I don't know, that person, that teacher, that guide, that voice of common sense or reason, encouragement,
Roof.
calming down, fueling up? Why do I think that there is one? But I don't actually know if there is, so I apologize if I'm making that up. But something about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But it's not about them. I feel like that's your energy, Libra. Like you have, what is it, like Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael. I feel like those are significant names. It kind of brings me maybe back into like this Knights Templar or even like religious sector of such. And then wandering out to the same names-esque in different areas. Maybe it's like arts or engineering or, I don't know, technology, ancient technology. I feel like I'm doing a lot of research, Libras, in here. A lot of research. I'm also seeing a C clamp or a vice. Well, I guess, can a C clamp be a vice? You know, like one of those things that you would put like on the side of your table and like clamp it. I feel like it's a C clamp, and you would, you know, do the thing, and then it would tighten, tighten, tighten. So then there can be an extension up.
Always.
Extension up. Oh, okay. I'm going to flip it sideways for a moment. I'm getting a foot massage. Yeah, somebody's like massaging me, or maybe, especially in the legs. Libra's legs. Something about your legs. I don't know where you're going. Or again, maybe are like the C clamps, feet, what you clamp into a root down so that you can extend. It's like an extension. Like if you're to like a tripod, and then it appears to be like this big, but then there's all these points that you can, and it gets taller, it gets taller. I feel like you have this ability. Okay, I'm going to start to add on, I want to make sure the shaman's cards.
Philip.
And if I didn't say so already, hi Philip. The links below to your extended, whether you're in the Secreteur Society, thank you, or visiting us in Vimeo. Shaman of Sorrows, in the Cave of Winds, Dancer of Promise, in the Cave of Hearth Fires. I'm just going to get everything out on the board here so I can just... Shaman of Courage, in the Cave of Rivers, of how you're feeling. And Cave of Earth, the Spirit of Empowerment. That's just brown ink.
Roger.
That I get over everything. Roger that. On the bottom, we have Ancestor of Guidance. See, taller. It's like, that's what you have. It's like antlers that can just like... I wish it was a little bit taller. Okay, coming into the Ancestor of Illusion in the Cave of Ice.
More.
There's work being done on inner walls, like inside the walls. I'm seeing that. Seeing that scene in the Matrix when, for heavens and hot dogs, they're in the wall. Like they got to climb down because the other people know where they are. So they go in the wall and have to like scooch down the wall. Scooch down the, like inner walls, inner lining of things.
It's outside.
There's also a very large, long-legged owl. I feel like it's on stilts. I feel like this is like top of the totem. I also feel like I have padding. Am I going parachuting? I might take a leap. I might take a leap here. I might take a leap. Something that this illusionary thing is bringing me into what I'm thinking about with the sorrows.
I can't.
Stay hydrated, Libras. Stay hydrated. Maybe to move some frequencies that are trying to stay. They feel external to you, but they want to be internal. Is that weird? That's weird to say. If it's not yours, again, release it. You are being guided by
Fire.
Light. Oh. Okay. Thank you. For some of you Libras, I feel like either you made a promise you realize you can't keep because it is not for the best, or it's not reciprocal. There's something that you know, like maybe you signed a contract for a new job. You're like, yeah, I'll be here for a year or whatever the case is. In whatever context, personal, professional, corporate, creative, yada, yada, yada is. And you have or have already done this, mustered up the courage to release it. And while that might seem like you might feel bad a little bit, it's unfortunate, I heard as well. Now, I'm getting the sensation that I'm internalizing this as a guest in your aura. Like I'm going through this like it's me. This also could be something that's being done unto. So promises kept, not kept, moving through grief, anger, resentments, disappointments of that.
Deep.
But I kind of want to say in a weird way, if a promise was broken, it was for the best. It's very telling. And it would have possibly, that promise could have imprisoned you in a way that you maybe wouldn't even known, you might have had a sense about, because there's this illusions here. It's like it wasn't actually for the best for you. And I consistently have this feeling of being guided by someone or something larger than life. It's not contained in one life form. It's in many life forms. The owl is coming back. The owl's also like very yin yang in that Wolverine transformer thing. Transformer, something with power. I feel like I'm digging something out. Like if all of these, I feel like I'm in that internal wall and we're like digging things out for more of this light to come through, but it feels electric. And it's like, at least for me, I can say like, you know, an electrician, or if my husband does anything like sort of with the electricity, I'm like, oh, like the surges and the sparks and the being shocked, and I don't.
Soldier.
It's a certain kind of energy and element, right? And there's lots of precautions one needs to do to be responsible to work with that energy. It's almost like the electricity of existence, and there's a lot of training to go through that, to have that trade and to work with that in a transformative way. I gotta say, like right now, because it feels very courageous to work with that element, electricity of existence. And you're just kind of like, it's no big deal. Or it's coming into that stage of it's no big deal because what you've been through to get here, the training, the apprenticeship, the shocks, the whatever the case is. I feel like at this point in time, or at least you're coming into it, it's kind of like, I'm feeling like it's really no big deal.
Leave
like
here.
your courage is no big deal, but yet to me, watching you, viewing you, being a guest in here, I'm like, what do you mean you're just an electrician? Just working with electricity, no big deal, and you can run it, and you can create circuits, and you're just like, yeah, just no big deal. I can do that. I can do that. But as someone who's standing here, I feel like I'm in awe of it, and I'm very appreciative of it. I'm very, very appreciative that Libra, however this lands, whether it's in language or in love or in work and play, I am very, very grateful to have a qualified electrician. You know what I mean? And that's where you're at, or where you're working towards. And it's all very empowering because then it feels like it's another breakthrough. It's an empowerment energy of all of this. What's the sage in there? Of the electricity of existence. And you're being guided, I think, through like this apprenticeship. Moving your pieces around. Different teachers have different. Oh, you still have compassion just came through. We're going to add on a few oracle cards as a bridge into the extended if you're joining us, but if not, that's okay. That's okay. I feel like you've made a promise to yourself also, something about cleaning arteries. So I don't know if there's something going on with that or how one would apply that, but Maybe again, it's something in the leg thing.
Above.
Lymphatic massage. You have blessings and luck here as well. It's so funny. On the bottom, you have willpower, which brings me into, again, power, like electricity of all of this. It's power. And to yield such power takes time to learn it, the craft. In order for the craft to evolve, learning the fundamentals and the foundations of it.
Clean.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a clean energy, but it all feels very empowering to your existence in all of this. Something about a loophole as well, but it's for you to tie to.
Smile.
Leave the toilet seat up or down, whatever is your preference. That's coming through, very random, but there it is. See, because it's almost like in this compassion card, and maybe this is all very healing energy. It's not my place necessarily to try and make it fit anywhere, but it's like healing electrically the world. Very Tesla vibes, or like clean energy, willpower, desire power. The blessings of what didn't happen brings about the promise. It's almost like there's a bigger promise upholding to yourself. And you have nothing but luck on your side. You got nothing but luck on your side? What is that? I don't think I said that right. You have everything and luck on your side. But there is a certain amount of night vision that is required
Brave.
to see beyond the one. I'm going to say sightline, but I don't think that's the right word, Libra. It's like if you're seeing the living, whether this is individual or collective, you see the living, there's black, there's red, there's stripes, there's this, the patterning, the whatever it is.
I don't know.
And you go into this inner wall, but now you have like night vision or like slitted vision, and you can see that way. And then you're going to move down, then you get into the other side of the matrix, and then you can see things in code. There's all these different ways of seeing life move. I don't know if you're like some sort of energy engineer.
Other side.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to head on over to the other side. Libras. Thank you so much. I will see you there if you're joining us. If not, until next time. So much love.